So before you start any job of any importance, there are a few things you can do to verify the integrity of your project. The first is to actually set the translation unit information of the project you have imported. The second will be the sandbox. So you will find the translation unit info interface in the small bubble button located at the end of each translation unit. And then after clicking, I can see all the imported information I have about this unit. So for example, here I can know the source. I don't have a target. I know I have imported a string ID. I know I have imported a Chinese alternative, which means the alternative translation that I will submit to the machine so that it can know a little bit more about the context, which can help. We also have an extra prompt if we have one, character limit. Split method is something else. At the very bottom, a bunch of statistics. And also we have the matches. So the matches are a very common feature in CAD tools. These are the matches of the translation memory and the glossary. So Raiverb and the translation unit info interface lets you see the matches that you have. So for example, here we can see we have this match, which is a 98% score. So the score means how similar the string is. Here we have the 98 score, which means it's pretty similar, very similar. And we have also one glossary entry on this one. If we check the other, you can see that for each unit we might have different results. Sometimes we might have several matches, sometimes we might have none. This is also the place where you can edit your information. So for example, let's assume I want to put an extra prompt of any sort here. I can click on the plus button. I can choose the type of extra prompt that I want. I will detail this in another video. And then I can put my extra comment. A comment. So I'm not gonna do anything serious here. All right. And then whenever I validate, you will see that the extra prompt will have been registered. You actually need to apply for the changes to be accounted for. Okay, so on the bottom we have also important statistics. So we have the number of words, the number of characters, the estimated tokens cost of the translation unit, which here is 0 because we have a perfect match. And when we have a perfect match, the target is going to be filled offline. It is unprocessed. It has a guidance rating of 101. I will mention it very quickly in a while. And we have the position in the sheet and the original file. So in a word, the translation unit info interface is a quick way to verify each translation unit, but also to make slight adjustments if needed. What you can do when you have a project to be translated and before you want to go live with it is to have it tested on the Sandbox. So what the Sandbox does is it will show you all the content that will be sent over to the machine translation and will allow you to check if this content is relevant or if something has gone wrong. So this is a way for you to check the integrity of the project. So I will use, just as before, the same content that I've shown in the quick demonstration. This time I will still use the string ID, I will use the source. Here I will use the alternate target in Chinese. Let me enhance the text so we can see what we're doing. I will set up as French as before. I will use the same translation memory and the same glossary. Okay, so basically this is the same as before. But what I will do is here in the server. So WDNet is the base server, and this is the live translation server. But here you have the Sandbox, and what the Sandbox does is it will allow you to run the job, but virtually. So it will not actually do any translation. And once you have chosen the Sandbox, you can choose Start, just like for any project. And here you can see we had the perfect match. So we know that this will not be sent over to the translation machine. Here we actually have the content, so we know type, translate, language, French, okay, no problem, glossary, translation memory, so we have a match from the translation memory. We have the alternative language here, the Chinese, the string ID, and the actual source. So by using this feature, we can have a quick check at the quality of the information we will be sending. Once we have checked that everything is all right, we can then reset the project and actually process it live. So here is how to reset a project. On the bottom, we have 3 buttons. One is reset, one is clear, and one is wipe. By using reset, you will reset all the translation units back to their original state, which means they are ready to be processed again. If I hit clear, it will remove all the content. And if I hit wipe, it will not only remove the content, but it will also remove all the internal translation memory and internal glossary, which means that if you only hit clear, you will see the translation units being deleted properly, but actually Raiverb will still keep the short-term memory of what has been translated in this session. Okay, so let me mention very quickly what is the guidance. So as you can see, you have a small button called guidance here, and you can press it at any time. It will, however, require you to have either a glossary or a translation memory or both. And when you press the guidance button, what it will do, you will see little bars popping up under the translation unit numbers here. And this will represent actually the match quality of each unit, which means how many matches did it have from the translation memory or the glossary. So this is a score from 0 to 100, and the more this little bar is filled up, the more you know that a good quality match was made. So this is a very simple visual way to know how accurate your translation should be. Basically, is Raiverb on its own when doing the translation, or did it have external help? So this is an indication of the trust you can have in the final result. And for example, when you click on the translation unit info here, you can see you have this score here, and this is supposed to be from 0 to 100, but a full match, a perfect match, will go to 101. So for example, here we don't have a perfect match, but we have a match that's close enough. So let's see. And we have a rating that is excellent, well judged as excellent. And let's see why in the see matches info. And as you can see, it had a score of 90 in the translation memory match. And so the score will be 90 in the guidance. The guidance also takes into account the glossary matches. So if you have matches that correspond to the glossary, for example here, you will see that we still have the guidance of more than 0. 0 would be the lowest possible, which means that there is absolutely 0 match. But here, since we have this word match, we have a guidance rating that is estimated as 5, so which is considered as low. And this makes sense because, well, we do have a glossary entry, but it's not going to signify that this translation, that Raiverb got a lot of help in this translation. So this is a way to catch your attention on which translation units should be maybe scrutinized a little bit more compared to others. Well, it's up to you to use it however you want.